Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Marketing Monday, where we give you our expert insights into current marketing news. I'm Kris Risner, the CEO of VIE Media, and alongside me is Eric Brown,
So,
president and partner of VIE Media. We got some great topics to chat about today, so let's go ahead and hop into it today, starting with
the Google Business Profile. So we have, there's a few things that are like super important for a business owner to have, maintain, own, and make sure that it's set up properly online. So that way, when people are searching for the services or products that that company offers, that you are feeding Google the correct information for them to show you. One of those, and arguably the most important thing besides your website, is the Google Business Profile and making sure that you have that set up properly. So there's a few things I wanted to talk about, and I'll toss it back over to you. Number one that we always talk about is have an exact address on the Google Business Profile. If you don't, if you just have, the service area listings and you have the lines built out on your Google Business Profile, we know for a fact that you are not going to show up as well as someone that has an actual Google address that essentially someone can come visit you at. That's why Google wants those listings. So essentially, if you're not feeding them an address that they deem someone can visit you as, so it can't be a PO box, it can't be, a UPS address. It needs to be either a physical storefront address, in some sort of office space, or if you're a new business and you don't have that, you don't have the money for those things, or you just don't need that right now, get a shared office space, get a mailbox.
co-working spaces are really good for being able to do the shared mailbox. It's usually like $50 a month,
Mm-hmm.
and then they will set it up so that you get approved by Google and you're able to actually work out of that area as far as Google is concerned.
Yeah, because the big thing right now is Google is making everyone video verify.
Yeah.
So even though technically in a shared office space, someone isn't necessarily going to be able to go in there and talk to you because, again, you're not using this as your office. You're just using this for the address on Google. Making sure that you're able to essentially use one of the offices there to just show that that is your place of business, that is where you do business, and that therefore then you can get approved as the Google Business Profile.
And we've done this not just for small businesses, but even bigger businesses that are trying to expand their target market. We've been able to go and get them a co-working space, and it allows them to get so much more reach with their Google Business Profile.
Yep, because if you go onto Google right now and you search pretty much anything, the first things that you're usually going to see are the ads, and then you're going to see the Google Business Profiles. So if you don't have those set up, and you don't have those set up in areas like we work with, real estate companies and loan, mortgage companies and things like that. And of course, they have, people working all over the place. And you want to establish a local front for those people. The easiest way to do so is, of course, setting up that Google Business Profile, finding it wherever they're at in that area. And, what you can do is always, hey, what's your primary search term? Say you're a loan officer and you're building out a branch with loan officers underneath you, and you want to be found for, loan officer in St. Louis, Missouri, right? Well, if you don't have a Google Business Profile set up for that, you're not going to be found for that. So making sure that that's set up, and then also a page on your website that links back to that page. So, say you're in whatever, Tallahassee, right? Well, in Tallahassee, you want the Google Business Profile to be set up as, loan officer's name and then the business name, say, for example, and then that will link back to that Tallahassee page on the website. So there's a lot that you can do there.
And even if you don't have other locations, it's super important that the address on your business profile matches the address on your website.
Mm-hmm.
Name, address, phone. You want those to be the same across every platform.
Call that
social
NAP
media.
information.
Yes, we do.
There you go.
We want that across every platform, social media, website, directories. Everything needs to have the exact same NAP information.
Mm-hmm. The other thing we see with Google Business Profiles is, them not being set up properly with just the main category itself, which is crazy. So I lost my train of thought. I was saying that when you're trying to find a good location is, say, for example, St. Louis, you're a foundation repair company. Just type in foundation repair company St. Louis or something along those lines. See where the map pulls it to, and then you essentially want to be right in the center of that map. And that's a good place to look for co-working spaces, if you're going that route. And as well, if you're going the route of just trying to buy a building or things like that, if you're going to spend the money on buying a building, try and at least, if it makes sense, to find it in an area that's going to help you, not only from a standpoint of production and, customers and things like that, but literally just from a standpoint of SEO, which is crazy. 5, 10 years ago, no one would have been talking about, hey, if you're buying a building and you're a local business, don't just search anywhere. Don't search for the best price, because one super important thing that you miss out on is if you're in a very good location, that'll easily pay for itself.
Location, location, location.
That's right. But yeah, category. So category. So a lot of the time, the main category is incorrect on Google Business Profiles. And that's like the easiest thing to change and set up. There's also in the back end of the Google Business Profile, there's all of those services. So we go in for our clients, we call it a digital foundation, is our service that we pretty much set up everything that's off the website. And we go ahead and build that stuff out. But for a lot of our clients, we can go in and add, 30 or 50 different services that they offer in the Google Business Profile. That way, again, Google knows if someone's searching for anything that that company does, not only is the website talking about it, but so is the Google Business Profile itself, therefore giving you a better chance of showing up. So there's a lot. So one thing I did want to ask you, Kris, is we see marketers saying they should post every single day on the Google Business Profile. What are your thoughts?
So we've kind of seen both work for SEO wise. We've tried posting every day. We've tried posting every other day, even just once a week. Google, I think itself says to post once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Google says something, that generally gives you a really good guideline of what they actually expect, because they don't tell you how they're going to rank it or how it's going to help. But for them to recommend once a week means that once a week is probably what you want to aim for.
Yeah.
What we found with going every day is that it's just too much. And what you want is actually to get engagement and views on the post that you're making. So if you're doing it every day, they're not getting enough views on that actual post.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of interesting, though, that Google Business works kind of like a social media platform where you need to post and get engagement on it, even though it's a little bit different. But
the insights are engagement, right?
yeah.
Impressions, clicks, calls, directions,
Yeah,
whatever have
so
you.
clicks
Photos.
is a really important thing. So you want to make sure too that you're putting photos with your post.
Mm-hmm.
You want to make sure that you're, if you're talking about a service that you have, then you want to link back to your website on the post so that people can click and go to that service.
Yep.
Just kind of making a very interactive post for people to use to understand your business better. And you want to make sure that you don't want to just post like Happy Memorial Day like you might on a social media post or on a social media profile. But you want to be actually giving them value and using those keywords that you're trying to show up for within those Google posts.
Yeah, and the other thing we see all the time is people missing out on reviews. I mean, we know how important reviews are. We've known for years now how important reviews are. And the companies that caught on first, it's paid for them tenfold. And now you have businesses coming in, new businesses, and you're competing with, say you're an HVAC company. We have companies here in St. Louis with over 1,000 reviews.
Yep.
So you need to have a review process in place. Every small business needs to have a review process in place. The reason being is of course for SEO, but also inside those reviews, you give yourself the chance for your customers to talk about the services that were offered. So if you have 1,000 reviews, you're an HVAC company, you have heating repair talked about 200 times, AC repair talked about 200 times. Again, you're giving this information to Google. That way, when someone looks up AC repair, you're right down the street from them, right around the corner. Your chance of showing up is going to be a hell of a lot higher versus the guy that just opened his HVAC business that's maybe the same distance away, but they only have 5 reviews or 10 or even 50.
Yeah, and a good way to see how many reviews you're going to need on your profile to show up is look up your competitors, see how many reviews they have. You want more reviews than they have.
Yep.
You don't want to be in the middle of it. You want more reviews. And whenever you're trying to get reviews, honestly, you should probably touch them about 3 times with a service-based business. So right after you finish the service, you want to talk to them in person, try to give them a review card or something like that. They make NFC cards where you can tap it to their phone and it'll pull up Google review.
Mhm.
That's a great thing for service-based businesses. And then you also want an automated one that goes out with the invoice or like right after the service is performed.
Yep.
And then honestly, like 7 to 10 days after that, you probably want to do another automated review if they haven't already left a review,
Yeah.
because that gives a chance for them to get past the stress of whatever it was that you're working on or whatever, and you have another chance to get the reviews.
And especially if you're obviously the best way to do it's in person.
Yeah. Because if you can kind of help them, like, hey, this is what you need to say. Because, like you said, you want to make sure you've got those keywords. You want to make sure that you've got any location if they're in a specific location.
It's
Like,
worth the business's time to
yeah,
do this.
definitely, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, reviews are, I think they're like 25% of what Google uses to rank a company.
Yeah.
So getting reviews, I mean, we've got it automated within our services and stuff.
Mhm.
There's also, you can do services where you send out email campaigns for Google reviews.
Yep.
Now, those aren't a
Shout out Trust
bad,
Index.
yeah, those aren't a bad way to do it, but really you would want to get those reviews as you're doing the work
Mhm.
versus trying to send out a Google review blast and hitting 300 people with an email.
Yep. Yep. Processes for Google reviews. Google, most important. Yelp is important. I hate to say it.
And
Yelp reviews are important only because they get pulled. You know, you're going to have reviews hidden on Yelp. You're going to have them hitting you up. Don't spend any money with Yelp. They're extortionists. But eventually getting reviews there is going to be important because on Apple Maps, I believe they still
I think so, yeah.
use Yelp. So Yelp's still important, but Google reviews is obviously the most important.
Yelp, I mean, yeah, Yelp's the biggest non-Google competitor essentially
Mhm.
for when it comes to reviews. Facebook reviews are also actually very important depending on your business.
Mhm. Yeah,
We've
if you're
seen that
selling
pull for a
products
lot
and
of
things
people.
like that. Yeah, if you're running Facebook, if you're running meta ads and
Yep.
I mean, and you have like one review and it's 1 star, that's an issue.
If you're
Not
a
recommended.
restaurant or something, then you
Yeah.
definitely want to be on Facebook ads,
Mhm.
or not Facebook ads, but getting reviews on Facebook.
Yep. That's all we got.
Yeah.
Talked about a lot today. If you liked this content, please like, review, subscribe, share to a friend, share to a business owner. We release these videos every single Monday, and we record these every single week. So hopefully we're pretty up to date here on the information we're giving you guys and any sort of insights we're feeding you. If you have any feedback, please comment, shoot us an email. And of course, like I said, please subscribe. These videos come out every single Monday, and we have other marketing videos coming out as well on the VIE Media channel. Feel free to give us a follow as well. I am Kris Risner on all platforms. Eric Kempf Brown, myself on all platforms. We appreciate you guys for listening today. We'll see you soon.
Peace.
Peace.